Hello, and thank you for joining us on this ghoulish edition of Fox 24 News Now. Our first guest is a local woman with a flair for Halloween decorations. Belinda Pavlovich joins us with her array of spooky do-it-yourself creations. Welcome.
Thank you.
You caught the eye of Adam, our producer. He saw your stuff on the internet, on Facebook, and was blown away with the fact that you made all of these things yourself. So first, I just want people to get to know you a little bit better. You actually work for the Naval Warfare Information Center, is that right?
That is correct.
So this is more of kind of your creative outlet?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So Halloween obviously is your favorite holiday. We talked about this earlier. How did you get started in creating your own decorations?
Well, it started because I like to scare people. My brother had a house and he didn't know what to do. He wanted to enjoy all the kiddos with kind of giving them the scare factor, so he called me. And I just started throwing things together because we didn't grow up with a whole lot of money. So I think my first one was a trash bag with the balloon. I was real young. My second one was a Jeepers Creepers that I had built to help with the scare factor as well.
Now, the balloon with the trash bag, was that supposed to be a ghost?
Yeah.
Very creative. Again, these are such great. Sometimes when you're dealing with a budget, that's when your imagination really comes alive.
Oh.
So let's talk about some of these things that you've brought with us. Let's start over here on our left. This is what appears to be a mummy. And what is on the frame of it, first of all, what is the frame that makes up this
It's a
doll?
skeleton, just a regular skeleton you can buy at any store.
Okay, and the skin on it looks like it's mummified skin. How did you achieve that result?
On a budget again. It was a black trash bag in layers. I took a heat gun and I shrank the plastic to wrap in where I wanted it. For instance, this case, I wanted it to be more ripped look.
Yeah.
And then I took a wet brush and I added a little bit of color on it.
That's incredible. How long did this take you to make?
Honestly, 10 minutes.
Really? And it has such a realistic look and a realistic feel. Not that I've touched many mummies in my life, but honestly, I mean, this is just incredible, and it is so spooky looking. And then this is just hair that you get from like a party store or something. All right, let's move on to the bride. Tell us more about this.
So she was fun to make. She was 2 tomato crates that I stacked together. They're zip tied, every Southern girl's trick. A little duct tape as well, so we've got to put that in there. Pool noodle and a clothes hanger that I've shaped to hold the pool noodle in place. And then these just came from the dollar, everything's a dollar store. I papered mache'd her face, which is a concept of eco-friendly insulation and glue. I also did her teeth, and her tongue is made out of great stuff, which is also a styrofoam in a can.
Oh, interesting. All right, let's talk about the paper mache. Now, a lot of us, we did these crafts back when we were much younger, but I kind of forget what makes up paper mache.
So really, paper mache, I'm going to say in the not so eco-friendly way, is newspaper. You just shred it. You put a blend of actual Elmer's glue with it and a little bit of water. And flour, I believe, in that old concept. But with this one, I just go and get the eco-friendly installation that you put in the house. It is recycled paper, everything that I need for the paper mache all in one, and I just add the glue and the
That's incredible. And you told me that you also cut out the mouth, so before you put the tongue in using that other material, what was it called again?
Styrofoam.
Styrofoam. So before you put that in, you actually carved this out. That's
right.
incredible. Look at that. Okay, we've only got 1 minute left before we go to a break, but I want to draw our attention over to this guy over here. So same concept, this is the mummy.
Yep.
But you're so creative in how you use the parts of the skeleton. So this one looks like it's coming up out of the ground.
Right, yes. He was actually a full skeleton. I just, honestly, I cut in half. And then with the trash bags, I made sure I laid it this way to heat shrink it.
And that gives you the appearance of the pulling of the tendons and all of that stuff. All right, let's get to this tower real quick. So this looks like a brick post, but it is actually not made out of brick.
No, it's not.
What is this made out of?
Styrofoam coolers.
Styrofoam coolers. So how did you get the effect of each individual brick?
So I had to measure and then kind of place them on faux it with a razor blade and just cut lines in it. And then I took a heat gun again, one of my favorite tools, and the area where I wanted it to be faux brick, I just heated it to where it could start messing up the styrofoam so it's not so smooth. And then I just hand painted it with various of colors.
That's
for the
amazing.
texture.
And a heat gun, not to be confused with just like a blow dryer for your hair. This is something that you actually get at the hardware store.
Correct.
Okay, well, you're going to show us how to make one of these after the break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we are back with Belinda Pavlovich, mother of and soon-to-be grandma, which I don't believe. We're going to have a talk about that after. Anyway, we've been talking about her wonderful decorations. She just showed us some of her blood-curdling work, and now she's going to demonstrate how she puts them together, specifically a post like this to make it look like bricks. And you start with these styrofoam packing boxes. So show us some of the materials that go into making this.
So it's simple. It's this material, the styrofoam cooler. I then have a knife, which I can't seem to find at the moment.
So straight knife,
just
right?
any kind of knife.
Okay.
Yes, a razor blade. So I can actually draw the lines here. I take a ruler actually and put it here, and I take the knife and I just come and I line it up and I just cut it. But before I do all that, I shave off the excess that I don't want in it, like these.
Yes.
Because I need it more flat, more solid, more solid at a piece, no ridges.
Right,
So
okay.
once I do that, and I faux the bricks on how they would typically line up on a brick wall, I take the heat gun and I also line it out as well around whatever I'm fauxing for bricks.
So it looks like a crack
Yes.
in the plaster,
Exactly.
which you can see here. That's so beautiful. It's so realistic looking. I love it.
Then I take the heat gun and I would just heat it up in that area only that I'm working with.
Okay.
So in that case it would be the brick, the faux.
I see.
So from that, once I have everything done from there, I would then go and glue this with adhesive. It's got to be styrofoam friendly in order for it to stick and work. Otherwise, it will eat your styrofoam up.
Good point. Yes.
So once I've done that, I then take the whole and I take the whole column in and I caulk around the seam. Sorry to go back, but I caulk all the way around it, so it kind of gives it more of a solid look.
So you really are building something. That's what I think is so. The work is so clean looking. It looks like it's that much more real. So you keep stacking these, and then you paint it, and then it just kind of all comes together.
Yep.
Tell us about some of the other items that you have here on the counter. So you've got these bags, which you were demonstrating for us that was what you make the mummies out of.
Yep, this is exactly what I do the heat shrink on the skeletons.
Just your typical black trash bags. Okay. And then these things you can buy at the Dollar Tree. Fantastic. $1.
$1.
Right? And then you have some pliers because you use a lot of wire. What do you use the wire for typically?
So typically, if I need to make a hook, for instance, this goes back here around the head is for the hook.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And it's to connect arms within the pool noodles if need be, to pose them in any direction that I couldn't achieve with the wire hanger, because the wire hanger on her
ride, yeah.
is right here with the head going on. The pull noodle squeezes over, and you see it doesn't quite make it.
Oh, I
Sometimes I want the hands to pose.
Yes.
So I will use the wire.
Oh, God, that's fantastic. And then zip ties. You said every Southern woman needs to have these?
And duct tape.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because they're in every single one of my props.
Speaking of Southern ladies, so you grew up in Somerville, and you live now in Goose Creek. I'm sure all the kids love coming to your house.
They do.
So do you have to have a surplus stock of candy because everyone wants to come to your house?
Yes, I make all the visitors, like my parents, come. They have to bring a bag of candy.
Do you also dress up?
I don't have time for that because last minute fixes.
Yes, I know. Well, you're a mother of 3, so what are your kids going to be for Halloween this year?
So my little one, my son, he is going to be Jason. And then my pregnant one, she's so miserable. She's days away from her due date.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. This is your first grandchild?
First grand.
You look too young to have a grandchild. Well, all of these decorations have caught on. People have been wanting to know more about how you put them together, how you build these things, and some fresh ideas for next year. Where can people find you?
So here recently I created an Instagram page called Vichcraft. It's with 2 V's. It's spelled VVICH craft.
Beautiful. Belinda, thank you so much. And just any last tip for people that they're wanting to put something together that they just didn't think of and can quickly whip something up?
Look in the dark around at things with shadows, different angles. sometimes I'm laying upside down and I just see some crepey look and I make it.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much, Belinda. Of course, we'll have all of her information on our website, foxcharleston.com. We are back with Emily Curtis after this.